This programme is called Something for the Weekend. It has been created and produced by Dave Clark. It is a How production for Sound Art Radio. In this programme, we find out a little bit more about the people behind local businesses. And we also find out a whole lot more about how they and you can relax. So it's not a programme about population control, but it could be something for the weekend that you can nonetheless enjoy. So let's get this car on the road. Right, well, we're back in the car, another classically sunny day, which is good. It's another Sunday, the sun is out, it's warm. We're going to break with tradition, and we're not going to go to Brixham, as much as I'd like to see what it looks like on a day like this, because it would be absolutely gorgeous. But no, we're actually taking the back lanes through from Little Hempston to Redpost. And that's Redpost Feeds, where we're going to go to an equine event where there'll be loads of equines, horses, and it should be a whole lot of fun. We're going to meet our host Lydia will be there, and Lydia runs a business called Redpost Media, and it's an agency, digital agency, does web design, and we're going to find out about that, which will be good. And as we travel through the lanes, just passing a horse there very carefully. I know which way I'm going today, because this is sort of my area. Not to say that you can't get lost, because you can. In fact, you can get lost quite easily. Occasionally you see the odd person that's also got lost. You see like an old, Allegro or Morris Marina or whatever they were, sort of a couple of skeletons in it. They never quite made it to the main road. But horse. We're going to horse around. We are going to look that gift horse in the mouth. I don't know what the consequences of that will be, but hopefully it won't be too bad. And horse. We're going to have some horse. Well, not obviously. It doesn't look like it's anybody here. This is just like lorry deliverers. Redpost Show. And there's a sign saying Redpost Show. So let's find out. So horse. Horse is interesting. Horse is also, of course, the slang for heroin. People arriving, and I think that's because heroin has a very different effect on horses than it does on humans. So the effect of opium on humans is to dull things down a bit, but a lot rather. But apparently in a horse it's a bit of a stimulant. So that's apparently was given to horses to get them going a bit when they were in the races, circa 1945, I believe. So anyway, there's more wheelbarrows here than there are cars. See if I can find this place. That weird beeping noise is a horse thing. Hi. I'm just trying to find the event.
Ow. If you go through the gap here to the left, and it's just all the way down.
Okay, I'll see it. Thanks. So we're at the back of Redpost here. So there's just a large number of sort of what you describe as horse vehicles. So obviously you've got the old traditional horse box, and then you've got the large sort of transporter, those things you get stuck behind on the road. that says they've all got horses written on them, just so you know what's inside, which is interesting because quite often, when you see a huge lorry on the road, you think, I wonder what's inside there. It'd be quite good if they had things like ball bearings or baked beans written on there, so you wouldn't have to wonder. And they could go further. They could say Pirelli tyres all the way from Brindisi, dropping them off at a depot in Glasgow. Oh Lord, here comes another one of those huge. It's like one of those circus vehicles, Scania. Loads of people in it wobbling around as it. Jesus. Looks like a prison van for horses. I can imagine the old paparazzi trying to get some shots. I can see them all. There's a lot of horses in that. I'm going to go over and have a look. See. So there's lots of bags of straw with scruffy people. And then we've got the riders who are all turned out in sort of pristine white trousers that are so white that you can't, when the sun shines on them, it hurts your eyes. All kicking off here. Wait. That's a big old thing there. Where have you come from then?
Poplin.
Oh, okay. How many horses did you get in there?
Oh, only 4 actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, not too many.
Right. It's like one of them prison vans, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it used to be police traffic.
Oh, did it? There you go. Literally a prison van for horses. So, a very talkative chap. Him and his bodily ways.
8 jumping and 18 time faults.
Just setting the scene here. We've got quite a big area with quite a number of jumps. They're all very brightly coloured. Can't miss them really. Well, you can miss them, but not in that sense. And I think the order of the day is that each horse lines up.
Now we've got number 24, Longfield Lilu, and Angela Hall.
And there you go, you see, they line up and then it's their turn, and here she goes. Wow. So coming up for jump number 1.
Well, you're clear jumping, but you have 7 time faults.
Oh dear. So it's really tough this. So clear round, and still loads of problems with that one apparently. Oh well. It's obviously not very easy.
Yeah, I myself and my brothers and that all compete internationally, but I run the retail side of it, which is the online side of because we've got the shop up there.
That's right, I know that. Yeah. And
then we've got the showground here. Right. We have 3 Sundays, which we've actually reduced, but we've added more Wednesday daytime shows, sort of midweek shows.
Well, that's interesting. So so not something for the weekend, something for the midweek.
Midweek as well, yeah. Well, the Wednesday shows are very similar today, but only with the one arena. And then the Wednesday evening shows are a much lower key event. They're sort of more for your beginners and
that's nice.
Sort of young horses, things like that, to come and just pop around smaller tracks.
Nice.
So you got to leave the jumps up and go fast.
That's quite edgy then, isn't it?
Yeah.
that really puts the pressure on.
Well, it's like two elements to it. You got to keep the jumps up, so you don't want to go too quick that your horse, can't. So will leave a foot behind. But you also want to go quick enough that if lots of the clear, then you win.
Leaving a foot behind.
Yeah, hopefully not literally a foot behind.
No,
I mean, if they pull a shoe off, it's a bit of their foot. But no, it's generally leaving a foot behind would be them just dragging it slightly so it knocks the pole off the jump.
Yeah, right.
But their foot stays in contact with their leg.
I see. Black horse there, look. Lord. It's like a freak show around here.
Now we have 23 Water Valley down and Melanie Adams.
Kate sometimes she said, be careful, it's tight. When I went in.
Horse portrait, is there a name for that?
Probably a horse portrait, yeah.
Okay. yeah. Well, I think, that's interesting because, I mean, for me, drawing a horse is a really hard thing. I mean, I can get the sort of rump part. And that sort of leg and that sort of, but when it comes to the belly, I can do all that. But it's when it comes to the head.
That's the bit I like.
Is that right? See, I just get that. I just can't. It always ends up looking horse body, but not the right head.
Yeah, most of the pieces I'm asked to do are just the head. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Gosh. And did you sort of discover this from an early age, or what?
No, I discovered it in July last year.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I've been doing it since then, which has been great. I work full-time for a local charity called LifeWorks.
Okay.
So that's my day job, and I know Lydia because she's Redpost Media supporting us as Charity of the Year. So it kind of, you meet so many people up here, you suddenly realise that all your kind of worlds collide when you're here. So
what does LifeWorks, what does that do?
It's a local charity for learning disabled children and young adults. So we have a respite centre and a specialist further education college, specialist youth clubs, and we do surf days in the summer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Down at Bantham or?
Bigbury, Saunton and Polzeath. That's where we do the surfing.
I like Saunton. That's nice.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, always a good wave there.
Yeah, so I'm really lucky that Lydia's supporting us throughout the year for that. So.
That's great.
Clear 36-3-1. Second place goes to 23. Water Valley Dawn and Melanie Adams. Clear 43-4-9.
Right, we've got to talk to one of the judges, I think.
Third place
Into the
goes
shed.
number 26, Fiona McCulloch and Phoebe Parker, clear in 44-7-0. Fourth, Melly Price, number 34, Tip Top the 7th, and Louise Evans, clear 45-8. And the fifth rosette goes to number 14, Billy Winter and Emily Johnson, clear in 47-3-1.
My role here is as one of the judges.
Okay.
So we make sure the course is safe,
Uh-huh.
competitors are doing what they're supposed to do, announcing, scoring what they do, all the paperwork that comes in, so you score faults, you could score clear rounds. Time is a consideration at affiliated, so you have to record time. The 105 is pretty much for sort of some of the higher grading horses who are coming to the end of their career. Still want somewhere to go, but they don't really want to be jumping 120s, 130s. They just want to drop down the heights a bit. You know, horses get old, they get a bit cronky, but they still like to go. And a lot of people can only afford one horse.
Yeah, of course.
So this is a kind of class for them. You have 2 refusals. You have 1 stop, which is scored at 4. On the second one is that's it, your round is finished. It's 4 faults for a knockdown. I mean, there is nothing to say that people can't come in and knock every single fence down, and it has happened on occasion. But for the refusals, it's you get 1 chance, and the second one you're out.
Third place goes to 14, Billy Winter and Emily Johnson, clear in 38.
used to show jump here for years and years.
Oh, okay.
And my show jumping horses are all retired.
Right.
And I've tended to switch a bit more to dressage.
Oh, dressage,
so I've got a
right.
Spanish horse, and I'm training him.
Now I'm going to definitely ask you about dressage. Is it dressage?
Well, don't call it dressage.
No, I mustn't. I mustn't do that. What do you call it? Dressage? No.
Dressage.
Dressage. Is that right? Dressage. Not dressage.
Dressage.
Dressage. Okay, well, let's talk about it now, because I rode a horse once in Wales, I think. You know,
it's very unlikely that was dressage.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You're right. But my experience was the horse kind of had a mind of its own. I had no kind of control over it at all, and it just took me on a very quick sort of circuit back to the stable, which is where it wanted to be. You see, but dressage is something that I really do. Yeah, dressage is something that I do quite like watching.
Yeah,
I find it very interesting.
If you think Charlotte Dujardin, Carl Hester, and Vallegro,
right,
who were so great at the Olympics.
Yes.
And at top level, it's often done to music. It's a freestyle to music, so it's very balletic in a way. And
it is.
People talk about the dancing horses.
Yeah. So what's the history of all that?
Of dressage?
Yeah.
Well, it's military based.
Oh,
so originally it was horses were ridden in war, obviously, before tanks and things.
Yeah.
And most of the manoeuvres are all about having a horse that's so balanced and obedient and fit and strong and supple that it's very, very manoeuvrable in hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
So, you know, he can get you out of trouble and he can put you in exactly the right position just to, you know, stab your opponent. Or and the capriole is where the horse leaps up into the air, about 6 feet in the air, and then lashes out with its hind feet.
My goodness.
And of course that really is all directly from riding horses in hand-to-hand combat.
That's incredible. So in the context of what you've just said, so you're now focusing more on that.
Not hand-to-hand combat.
Now that sort of hissing noise you can hear, this one. That is the sound of a burger being fried. There you go. And the reason you can hear that is because I'm standing outside the burger van. Well, it's not a burger van. It's called Jasper's Event Caterers, and it's a big sort of chippy thing attached to what looks like a trooper. I think that's an Isuzu. Let's just walk around the front, have a look. Yeah, I'm right. It is an Isuzu. Isuzu trooper. So yeah, and I'm going to get myself, I know this isn't going to be the kind of coffee that I normally drink, but I'm going to get one, and it's going to be a black coffee, and I'm going to look at the horses. Now, they're beginning to sort of parade around. So nice sort of black and white one there. Looks like a Dalmatian. You know, a dog, Dalmatian dog. Nice. Yeah. And get a photograph later. And again, and then that whole dressage thing. Yeah, I mean that was, you know, you gotta say that word properly. Dressage. But yeah. So Tequila Breeze. That sounds like a nice horse. And there goes Tequila Breeze. Just gonna have a look. So she will have walked the course at some point. First jump clear, second clear. Over the third, confident that horse and the rider doesn't seem to be. It was a clear round. little ripple of applause. And tequila breeze is getting the compliments.
So now this is Pixie Lot, owned and written by Fiona Napier Bell.
What is it that Redpost Media does?
So we offer online marketing, so social media, websites, email marketing predominantly, for all sizes of business at the right price. So we started it 18 months ago now because I was working for different marketing agencies,
right,
as sort of their project manager stroke, doing bits and bobs for different marketing agencies.
Yep.
And I realised that actually they're quite expensive,
right,
for what they provide, and I found that the smaller business couldn't afford a full marketing agency support, and but they still needed that. They needed the website, they needed a bit of social media, campaigns and ideas, and so I started talking to a few businesses, and they took me on straight away.
Yes.
And then we sort of looked at it, and then I started being asked to do different, because through the horses actually people were asking me to do different things for them, and we realised that actually there's quite a big market there for that. I was born up in Birmingham, and grew up in Worcester, and when I was 3 my mum's best friend had a couple of show ponies for her daughter, and so I rode on the roads a few times with that, and then we moved down to Devon, and I've always loved horses and always wanted to ride them. So they're down at Coombe Park, which is now the Mare and Foal Sanctuary.
Oh, I know.
That's where I learnt to ride.
Right.
And when I was 6, and then I had my first pony when I was 7,
right.
And then started competing BS, so British Show Jumping, which is this, at 8.
Right.
And got asked to ride for England when I was 16.
Gosh.
And then had an accident.
Right.
And lost my nerve a bit, really. Okay. So it took me a couple of years to get back into it, and then I started a business teaching, buying horses and selling them. I enjoy helping businesses and watching the results. I like seeing their return on investment work, and it's nice to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I actually love the new business side as well, where you can see the idea and they just need a bit of help and a bit of guidance just to let it take off. And I love seeing it take off.
You said that you rode for England, is that right?
Yes, on the young horses. Because I was riding for other people's horses at the time, and I was at a big show, and I said I would ride this horse that I hadn't sat on before, and the people who owned it failed to tell me that it bolted, and we were in the collecting at the show, and it bolted and sent me straight through some metal bars, and I cracked my ribs, fractured my shoulder, and was off for 6 months.
So what's the definition of when? We all know the horse bolting, stable door kind of thing.
Yes.
What's the proper kind of definition of the horse bolting?
So they take off, and you can't stop them, and they go. Well, they don't always go straight, but they just take off, and you can't stop, and you have to either wait for them to calm down. It's like an adrenaline kick. Okay. And anything can trigger it if a horse is like that, whether they just like spook at something or you don't know, but you just can't stop.
Customers, what kind of things do they say?
They say that I'm down to earth, and I don't give them any of the jargon, and they understand what I'm talking about. So when I put a campaign together or an idea, it makes sense, rather than being baffled by what I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I try and explain it as a business, and I think because of having my own business and having that background, I understand that their priority is that when they spend the money, they want to know it's going to be coming back at some point. And it's going to be worthwhile, rather than them just feeling it's, they're paying out a monthly amount or whatever for they're not really sure what they're getting.
You were here today competing. What would you get out of it?
Well, I enjoy knowing that the horse that I've trained has just gone and done well. That's what I enjoy. Obviously, I enjoy winning, because it is a competition at the end of the day. But actually, my main focus with the horses is because I buy young horses. I produce them, and I just want them to do well, to jump well, and to have the right attitude.
Right.
But most of the people here, to win would be a big drive for them, and
Yeah.
they enjoy that adrenaline. They're, it's an adrenaline junkie sport, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I
So
can
they
imagine.
enjoy that buzz.
Yeah.
Websites would be our biggest thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously following on website management, then social media.
Right.
And helping people, and that's either just setting up a social media page for them or actually running campaigns and managing their social media platforms, and email marketing, because it all ties in together. It's all ways to get the audience, digitally.
Yeah.
So, and that would be our 3 main focus areas.
What's the best way of getting in contact?
Well, they can email me, which is lydia@redpostmedia.com, or they can call us, which is 01803 813 777, and obviously our website is redpostmedia.com.
So there's a horse just taking a leak over there. I imagine that's somewhat of a huge relief. Couldn't jump with that bladder full, I would imagine. Must have weighed about half a tonne on its own.
He's a nab stripper, and he's by a stallion called Ruben Storen, which is an Oldenburg.
Right.
And his mum's a nab stripper, and he's a graded stallion and the main nab stripper, but he's called Trezazon Ricochet.
Wow.
Bred up in Wales.
Okay.
And I bought him when he was 2 weeks old on his mum, and I picked him up at Weenie.
Right.
We're just waiting for the last horse in this
And
round, which will be Gospel.
It was a lovely looking.
Yes, he's pretty boy.
Lovely looking horse. And did you say the rider's called Sam?
Sammy Cotton.
Did she just do a clear round?
Yes. Yeah.
So she's very pleased.
Very indeed. And she's off to Luton, I think, from here at 1 o'clock, and she's away then until Tuesday, I think. Monday or Tuesday. She's jumping up in Wales then. He's not going. He's coming home.
Okay. So has she ridden him before?
She's only started riding him last week.
So that's amazing. That so that's a sort of fresh horse and ride, and yet they just did a clear round. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, she's ridden him. This is her 4th time riding.
Gosh.
He's a stallion, and we haven't stood him at stud yet.
Oh, okay. Is that how you'd get a return?
That is how I'd get one on
so
him.
So you breed.
But he's got one foal on the ground, and that was an accident. Somebody didn't bolt his door last year.
Oh, okay. Is that a euphemism?
And he won't cover again for a few years.
Okay. Right.
Going to jump off now.
That's good. I'm going to go and get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, they do nice coffee there actually.
Do they?
I've had one, yeah. It's unusual because I'm really fussy about coffee.
So am I.
I can't drink rubbish coffee.
I'm a coffee snob. Thank you. Oh, in that case, did you have yours black?
No, white.
Okay. Thanks very much for your time. Bye. So that was interesting. He got the proper name of the horse breed. Nab stripper, was it? Not a Dalmatian after all. But coffee's good apparently, so let's go. This is a throwback to the old BTs down at Berry Head, where I had that great cup of coffee. Always strong, she said. Always strong. So let's go and find out whether the coffee here is as good.
So I used to show jump professionally, so now I just coach. So I would see a lot of pupils during the week, and then I'd come to shows as backup, really.
Okay.
See how they're going, check it's all going in the ring.
Yeah.
Well, and help them on the outside if they need it.
So was that one of your pupils then?
That was one of my pupils I saw yesterday, yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what's her horse called? Should we start there?
I don't know, it's the first time I saw her yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So she's like a brand new pupil?
She's a brand new pupil from yesterday afternoon.
Do you know her name?
Rachel.
Rachel.
My memory's better than that, yeah.
So Rachel and Rachel's horse.
Rachel and Rachel's horse, yeah.
So you got the magic touch then, because she's got a rosette?
She'll be happy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So was that like a third?
I didn't see what it had written on it,
okay.
but by all accounts it was going very badly last week, so I'm happy that she's got any rosette at all today.
But she looked very happy.
She looked very happy, which is good.
And
Yeah.
the horse had a long face, but they've always got a long face.
All sorts of training from flat work, which is more down the dressage lines, to then moving on to pole work, and then all sorts of different skills that they learn.
And what about the pole dancing or whatever it was?
The pole work is then putting that obedience into being able to alter their stride between poles on the floor to start with, so that then when it progresses you've got the control between fences.
Well, I'll give you a ring one day and I'll come over and you can get me on a horse as a novice and take me in my first jump.
Really? I should bring a camera, that might be interesting.
4 faults in 44.94. Next to go, be number 44, and this is good luck.
Wait, oh I see. You're not much bigger than Chihuahua, are you?
Have a good sniff.
She just wants to play.
Play with me.
Play with me, play with me. They don't want to play. Honestly.
It's kind of almost three sorts really: a dressage saddle,
Yep.
a general purpose saddle that's designed for all things, and then a jumping saddle that's designed for jumping. You want to be, when you jump, same like, and then you've got racing saddles for jockeys, completely different again. And but when you're jumping, you have shorter stirrups. And because you're going up and over, you want to be quite secure and held in a bit. Whereas when you're doing dressage, if you watch the dressage riders,
I do,
they're very
regularly.
upright and very long. And so you're in a different position, so you want your flaps and blocks in a different place.
I see.
My sort of expertise, I suppose, is understanding the rider and their needs and then and their shape. Because when you look at us all, we're all completely different shapes.
Yeah, indeed.
Tall and men and women and short women and tall women and big women and
larger,
little women. So it's
like
the size of the human, right, and what they need,
Yep.
and what level they're working at. And then the shape of the horse. If you look at the horses, in the same way that we all come in different shapes and sizes,
they do.
The horses come in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
And so it's about fitting the saddle to the horse and to the rider. What would normally happen is that people book me to come to their premises, and I come with a carload of different saddles.
Oh, okay.
And then I'd get like a short list of 5 or 6 that fit nicely.
So like a tailor.
And then they ride in them.
Yeah.
I can get them altered, but my skill is not in the craftsmanship of it.
No.
I use a craftsman to alter things, to sew the leather and to stuff them, but it's not my forte.
No.
And my forte is more with the horsemanship of it and understanding what people need.
So just bumped into a couple of people there who I know. They're here for the beer, as it were. Taking it all in, strolling around, taking it all in. And they tell me that, I hadn't really noticed this, but I guess now it's been pointed out, there's a bit of a sort of pecking order going on here in terms of, what people wear and the kind of decoration that they have on their hard hats and the way their horses are all kind of turned out. And it goes further. We go back to those horse boxes and the big lorries, converted police vans. So you've got converted police van at one end, and then a Oakley Supreme. Look that up. Google that one. Oakley Supreme. And I don't know whether it's true, but somebody told me that some of these things have got like jacuzzis in. No. That's amazing. I've got somebody putting a horseshoe on. I might go and have a word. Gosh. What's going on here?
I've got a stone stuck in a stud hole is what's going on here. So I'm just trying to chisel it out.
I see.
Yeah.
So those Swiss Army penknives that everybody's got, and there's always that sort of blade on there that nobody knows what it is, and then everybody says, oh, that's to get a stone out of a horse's horseshoe.
Oh, right, yeah.
Maybe that's what you need.
Yeah, normally you'd do this the night before.
Oh, okay. but you didn't.
But we didn't, no.
Gosh.
Yeah. They're not normally this bad. This is a particularly bad
Stubborn
one.
one.
Yeah. We'll come out in a minute.
Yeah, gosh. And who's this horse?
This horse is called Thora.
Thora.
She's a mare.
Are you the rider?
He is today.
Is that right? Have you ridden today yet, or
No.
are you riding this afternoon? What event are you going to be riding in?
110.
Okay.
110. He's got British team trials on her next week for children on horses.
Okay.
So this is just like a little warm up, really.
Great.
Getting used to it. 'Cause his dad's horse, but he borrows her for these classes.
Right.
For the children on horses.
Gosh, do you mind me asking how old you are?
13.
Gosh. So when did you start riding then?
When I was 1.
Really? You couldn't start much younger than that, could you? There's no danger that Thora is going to get spooked and...
Well, she could do. She could kick me in the face, or...
Could do, yeah.
Could do, yeah. Got bitten last week.
Okay.
Could get kicked this week.
So, you got bitten by a horse?
Yeah, late last week.
Okay, well, is that what that mark is on your cheek?
Yeah.
And is that quite... Does that happen quite a lot?
No, I've
mistake
never.
you for an apple, or what?
Yeah. Well, they were we were travelling in the lorry, and they were squabbling. So I went to make sure nothing had got loose, and I think it thought I was a horse coming under. So it got me in.
That's very painful.
It was, yeah, very painful.
So there we are. That's another interesting thing about horses. I mean, we know that they're dangerous at the rear end in a couple of areas. I'm sort of right behind one now, sort of a triangle of danger, two hoofs and a guarded what lies beneath the tail. And but we also now know that horses can bite you in the face, and that you don't need to be dressed like a carrot or an apple. or you don't need to present yourself in a nose bag. You just need to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, as they say. And that was quite a shiner she'd got there on that cheek. I mean, I didn't want to say anything like, it looks like you did a bad job with the mascara this morning or anything like that, because, you know, that would have been rude. But I did notice the black lines across the cheek below the eye. And yeah, that's a horse bite on the face. What do you mean bitten on the face by a horse? A bit more hoof work going on as I walk back through the car park. People sitting in the sunshine having their lunch. Horses all tethered up outside their all sort of extra-vehicular horses, as they'd say, with bags of hay sort of hung on the side of the vans. There seemed to be some kind of protocol about all this. There's a hook on all of these vans now, I can see, that I hadn't noticed before, and that's what that's for. Did you do well? Did you win what you wanted to win? Or?
We had a first and a second, but not one, so we're quite pleased.
Okay.
And the other daughter had a fourth, so she was
That's
very
good.
pleased, so we're very happy.
So this one, first and second?
Yeah.
Well, that one, not this one, got eliminated.
This one here got eliminated.
Oh dear, and why?
If you want to buy a horse, it's for sale.
Why was he or she eliminated?
She had to stop at the second fence and the fourth fence, apparently.
Oh dear. So that's not normal though, is it? Or is she a bit like that?
Just lately, he's been a bit naughty just lately. So
okay. Why is that, do you think?
Because last time we came here, he jumped very well, didn't he, last year?
Yeah.
So have you travelled far then, today?
Not now,
Yeah,
they'll just, sold house the other side.
Oh, I know, sold
Just in
house,
the
yeah.
corner.
Yeah. So how many horses you got? Just
three.
Okay.
One side, yeah.
Okay. So you've done very well then. So you finished for the day now, are you?
Packed up, they want to go to the shop, yeah, as usual, the ladies, but...
Pack up and go home.
Pack up and go home, yeah.
Some people still just arriving, I think.
Yeah, come to do the bigger classes, I suppose, yeah.
Is that right? So, but once you've finished, you don't hang around?
Not really, no.
Just head for home and get a nice Sunday lunch going. Sunday supper.
That's right.
Yeah, great. Oh, good. So have you got a rosette? Do you get rosettes these days or what?
Yeah, we got rosettes. And the prize money, that's the main part.
Oh, you get prize money, of course. It's all about the money. We could have a quick look in the old shoppage. They certainly do like their wheelbarrows here. Let's see how much they are. 67 quid. Wheelbarrows seem to be really expensive these days. Now, let's see what they got. Famous this shop is. Oops. Can't. Oh yeah. So what have we got? Well, we've got. Oh look. Dermaline mane and tail conditioner. That's good. Insecticidal shampoo, especially for horses. Feathermite powder. Fly repellent. Stop the bot. How's that? Wash and show. Wash and show. All horses. Isn't that like wash and go? Wash and show. Wow. So, as some people pack up and leave, other events, as you can hear, are continuing, and other people continue to arrive on what is a very, very relaxed afternoon. I've only seen a couple of minor incidences of horsing around. Nothing too serious, but it's been good. I can really see why, how people get into this. It's a kind of way of life. You've got your horses. People seem to start, riding when they're like 2, 1, 0 in the womb, and and then you've got to get your horses and all the medication and transport. It's a big investment. I'm going back through the old caravans now. It's somewhere here. Oh look, there's the stables here, look. I haven't actually seen this bit before, weirdly. But yeah. Well, I'm back in the car, and it's nice and warm. It's got that sort of, it's got that sense of sort of, almost summer sunshine on the old car. Not those hot seats that used to stick to your legs. The old plastic seats burning your legs when you got into the Cortina. Nothing quite like that, but it's still quite nice and warm. So there you go. Another great way to spend the weekend. Danger, the adrenaline, the excitement. There's mixing with friends and relaxing and catching up with people, and then there's just the whole sort of atmosphere of it all, really. So it's nice. I can totally understand why, people get up early in the morning and travel for miles. So there we are, back on the road, back through the lanes, and we'll go back now and get a cup of tea and a bite to eat. Lovely. That was a How production for Sound Art Radio. For more details, please visit soundartradio.org.uk, redpostmedia.co.uk, iamthehow.co.uk, and you can follow Redpost Equestrian on Twitter at RedpostEQ. And if you want to know more about the Show Jump Club, you can visit their website redpostequestrian.co.uk/showjump. And thanks for listening.
Balanced and obedient, fit, strong, supple. 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 Balanced and obedient.
So was I. My 50% got them on.
please.
Laura? Across how it is, yeah.
And that was 4 fox at the time of 56.
That was a How production for Sound Art Radio. For more details, please visit soundartradio.org.uk, redpostmedia.co.uk, iamthehow.co.uk. And you can follow Redpost Equestrian on Twitter at RedpostEQ. And if you want to know more about the Show Jump Club, you can visit their website redpostequestrian.co.uk/showjump. And thanks for listening.
Balanced and obedient, fit, strong, supple. Balanced and obedient, fit, strong, supple.